Motorola is an US-based company. Somewhere around 1980s, Motorola was suffering in terms of quality. Somewhere around 1980s, Motorola was suffering in terms of quality. At the same time, the Japanese products were dominating. So there is a tough competition between US market and then, US industries and Japanese industries. Which was doing well? Japanese were doing well. You know how Japanese learned the quality and manufacturing practices? They learned it from US. But after learning from US, they started dominating. Who started dominating? The Japanese started dominating. Their products have become very popular, particularly a company called Toyota. You all know the quality levels of Toyota, isn't it? So Toyota, they introduced the Toyota production system, and using which the Toyota production system was benchmarked by other industries. Japanese were really dominating the market in all segments, and US was slowly going down. At the same time, a company called Motorola, which was involved in manufacturing of pagers. You know pagers? An electronic device, right? You can message. Pagers, mobile phones, television, some electronic related stuff. And one of their product was televisions. They were selling it in the brand name called Cuser. They were selling it in the brand name called Cuser. And there were certain compliance quality issues. Quality issues in the sense, products fail before warranty period. Generally, television comes with warranty period. I'm sure all of you know, right? 1 year warranty, 6 months warranty. But these televisions were failing within the warranty period. When the televisions are failing within the warranty period, it means your products are failing in the hands of the customer. Is it good for your company? Definitely bad. This is definitely a failure. And these kind of failures are called external failures. What kind of failures are called external failure? When your products fails in the hands of the customer, that is called external failure. When the same product fails within your hands, that is called what? Internal failure. And internal failure means you still have a chance to correct it. But the external failure means you already lost your business. Your name is already spoiled. So Motorola was incurring external failure. The brand name was going down. Word of mouth was spreading negative in the market. And Motorola, the Cuser's share was coming down. They were not able to make profit. They were running in loss. So they decided to sell the brand. And the Cuser brand was purchased by a Japanese firm called Matsushita Electric. Matsushita Electric purchased it, and they, in fact, they improved the product. You know what they did? The Motorola was failed to control external failure. Why they failed to control external failure? Because they have not controlled the internal failures effectively. It led to external failure. Logical? Since internal failures are not prevented, external failures are happening. Am I correct or not? See, trying to correct the external failure is a corrective measure. Trying to correct the internal failure is a preventive measure. Which is better? Repairing your product when the customer's house is better, or correcting your product within the industry is better?
Within the industries.
Within the industry is better. What is much better is, proactively, taking initiative to prevent the internal failure is much better. That is exactly Six Sigma. So this Cuser, after takeover by the Japanese firm, the Japanese were following, a Kaizen approach, Kaizen business model. Kaizen is a concept under Lean. Kaizen is a concept under Lean or concept under Toyota production system. So using which they prevented all the internal failure. The beauty is, if you prevent all the internal failure, the external failure cannot happen. External failure cannot happen. As a result, the same television sets started performing very well in the market and has gained a lot of popularity. And today it is registered as Panasonic. Right? So seeing the success of Cuser After selling it to the Japanese firm, Motorola's management understood one thing. You see here, he is called Robert Bob Galvin. His name is Robert Bob Galvin. He is the CEO of Motorola. He understood one thing. The problem is not only with the quality, but also with our approach towards quality. Product quality is the problem. But why product quality became a problem? Because your quality approach was wrong. So he immediately called all the executives in the company and challenged them that all of you are responsible for growing the company tenfold in the next 5 years. And the responsibility was given to this person, Bill Smith. He is an engineer like you. He is an engineer like you. And one more person, Dr. Michael Harry. He is engineer, he is statistician. This engineer and statistician combination worked very well and gave birth to a concept called Six Sigma. So Six Sigma is nothing but engineering plus statistics. Engineering plus statistics is what is called Six Sigma. And since I said statistics, this person is very important. He is he is nothing but Carl Friedrich Gauss. All of you could have known him. Friedrich Gauss. He is the one who introduced a concept called normal distribution. Have you studied normal distribution? Have you studied normal distribution?
Yes, sir.
Bell-shaped curve. When did you study it first? In the
12th standard.
Very good. We are going to use it now. So what you studied in 6th standard and 8th standard and what you studied in 12th standard is making a big difference in the industry. So the concept of normal distribution, the basis of statistics is normal distribution. 90% of the process in the entire universe follows one single distribution, which is called normal distribution. If I measure all your height and plot it in a graph, the data about your height will follow normal distribution. Your weight will follow normal distribution. Your sugar level will follow normal distribution. Your BP level will follow normal distribution. Product dimensions will follow normal distribution. Product hardness, compressive strength, temperature, pressure. Most of the data which represent industrial problem will follow normal distribution only. If you understand the data and the distribution, you understand the problem very well. So statistics, normal distribution becomes the basis, the foundation theory for problem solving. So that concept was used by Bill Smith and Michael Harry, and then they developed a statistical metric-based system. What is metric? Referring to numbers to understand the problem, referring to numbers to understand the performance. For everything, there is a number that is called the metric-based system. So a statistical metric-based system was developed to prevent all the failures internally. What is the initiative Motorola has taken? Motorola has developed a statistical approach, which is metric-based. Metric-based means what? Data-based. Data-based means what? Fact-based. Why? To prevent all the internal failure. If I prevent all the internal failures, for example, if I prevent all the failures within CIT, what will happen to the products of the CIT? Will be the gem of the products. Am I correct? All the issues what you are currently facing in your campus, imagine I am solving everything. Then the products of CIT will definitely be world class. The products of CIT will definitely be defect free. That is what happened with the Motorola. In order to make it happen, in order to achieve that, the Bill Smith and Michael Harry together they developed a 4-phase methodology. The methodology is called as MAIC, where M stands for measure, A stands for analyze, I stands for improve, C stands for control. What gets measured gets improved. So they started with measure. So in 1987, Six Sigma methodology was introduced to solve all the internal quality problems within Motorola. This methodology was named as Six Sigma and it contained only 4 phases, but now it contains 5 phases. D was added in front of it. MAC has become DMAC. Because before measuring the problem, understanding the problem is important. So define was added. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So MAC is the approach evolved from Motorola. DMAC, the modification happened with the General Electric. You know General Electric, another company, right? 1987, Motorola introduced the Six Sigma. 1995, General Electric modified the methodology from MAC to DMAC. But 1995, today it is 2021, about to, 2022 about to start. It remains the same. Near about 25 years, DMAC has produced magical result in almost all segments. That is why we are trying to understand that, right? And since the introduction of the Six Sigma methodology, they have run several projects because problem solving is nothing but projects. They have run several projects. Within 10 years, Motorola made a saving of $16 billion. It's not small money. Thursday, $16 billion. Everything through the Six Sigma initiative. There were projects in manufacturing. There were projects in non-manufacturing. That means for all the departments, whether you are a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, you are a computer science engineer, or you are an MBA, or in manufacturing, service, non-manufacturing, in all the areas, Six Sigma projects were run, and then the company made a saving of $16 billion, and Motorola has become a market leader. And Motorola was awarded Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award in the year 1988 for the best practices they had to ensure quality in their products and services. And today we call Bill Smith as the father of Six Sigma. Bill Smith is known as father of Six Sigma. And this person, Dr. Michael Harry, is the person who popularized Six Sigma so that many companies started adopting it. Though it was introduced by Motorola, now every company wants to practice it. And the reason is Dr. Michael Harry, of course, Bill Smith was supporting him. Why they developed belt level. If you want your employee to work using statistics, to work in the particular methodology developed by Bill Smith and Michael Harry, do you think they should be trained? Can I get a yes? If you expect somebody to use statistics, if you expect somebody to follow a specific methodology developed by your company, do you think training is important?
Yes, yes.
Because without training, people generally they hate mathematics. Nobody know how to use mathematics and how to use statistics. So training is important. That is why belt levels are created. Now you are now going to convert yourself into an yellow belt. If you convert yourself into an yellow belt, your capability will be you can help the project team. You can help the project team, but you can't do a project very effectively. It is like a nurse assisting a doctor. Nurse is required, isn't it? For any hospital, nurse is required. But can nurse treat the patients? I mean, can nurse give treatment to the patients? No. Nurse can work only under the guidance of a doctor. So yellow belt need to work under the guidance of a green belt. That is the responsibility of a yellow belt. The yellow belt will collect data, will do certain tasks, will document the project, and all those things he will do because he is familiar with statistics, he is familiar with Six Sigma, he is familiar with the methodology. However, he has a limitation. He should be guided by the green belts. So that's why I suggested that the recommendation is minimum you must see yourself as a green belt before you get into any industry. Now, getting into today's business, any company